I'm the Wacky Musician, and welcome to Make and Play a Paper Flute Part 2. In order to do today's activity, you will need scissors. Don't run with those. Tape, scotch tape, or any type of tape should do. You can have a toilet paper roll. I think most people have those, don't they? Look in the trash can. Or some thick paper. And it's important that the paper be thick, or several layers of paper to work properly. The first Make and Play paper flute was based on a recorder design. And recorders are a type of flute. Today's flute is based on an ocarina. Ocarinas are also a type of flute, so don't tell me it's not a flute. It is a flute, but it's an ocarina style flute. Unlike the Make and Play Flute 1, these are very easy to make. It's actually the how you play it that's a little trickier. So let's get started. I'm going to start with the toilet paper roll because this is the easiest way to make it. It's already in a circle, and there's only one thing we need to do to it, and that is cut a hole in it. And we want to cut that hole right in the center. Now I'm going to start by just punching a hole in the top with scissors. Watch your fingers. And once the scissors are through, then I can just cut right around in a circle. Or something close to a circle anyways. It doesn't have to be perfect. And there, we have a hole in the middle, or somewhere near the middle. And that's all there is to making this one. The real trick is how to play it. Now it's very important, as I say, that you have thick paper, or toilet paper roll is plenty thick, because we're going to have to press against it, and if your paper's thin, it's just going to crumble. You need to make sure right against the palms here, you need to make sure you seal it on both sides. But don't get up in the fingers where there are gaps, but right on the palms. You can't have any air leaking. Bring the hole up to your mouth, and you're not going to blow in it, but you're going to blow across it. Like that. Now, if it doesn't work on one side, try flipping it around and try it the other way. This one works on both sides, if I'm good. If you've ever blown into a soda bottle to make noise, the concept is the same. You're blowing across the hole, not into it. To demonstrate this more, we're going to take a look at an actual flute. This one happens to be purple and gold. Don't ask why. But the flute is played this way. We are blowing across the hole instead of into the hole to make the sound. In the case of the flute, and this is basically what you want to do with your cardboard or paper one, you're going to set the hole at the center of your bottom lip, just under it. And then you want to blow across the hole, not into it. And you can roll it back and forth until you find the spot where it works. Now if you're blowing into the hole, nothing will happen. It has to go across the hole. Notice you can see the hole right here. My mouth is not over it. It's in front of my mouth. The tip of the hole is touching the bottom of my lip here. Notice my hands are cupped way down here, not up here, because the finger gaps between the fingers will make the air leak. So hopefully you were able to make a sound on your toilet paper roll flute. Now, if we made the roll longer, this one is two rolls that are one roll smashed inside the other, like so. You gotta make sure it's in all the way so it seals. So we've lengthened the tube, and then we're gonna put tape on it to make sure it stays well sealed so no air gets out. Put it all the way around. So now we have a longer tube. And so we'll cut a hole. It doesn't actually have to be at the center. I'm gonna cut a little bit more towards the tip here. Come on, at the wrong side of the scissors. Here we go. There, we're in. We're going to chop our hole here. Excuse me. Not a perfect hole. That's okay. Alright, so there's our hole. Now let's hear this one again. Higher pitch, longer tube. Lower pitch. So you can make different pitches by making the tubes longer or shorter. I've experimented a lot with putting finger holes in, but have not found any successful means of doing that. Every time I poke a finger hole, it just takes out the sound entirely. But you can experiment with that on your own and see what you can do. Now let's look at actually using paper. Since this is Make and Play a paper flute, and not Make and Play a toilet paper roll flute, let's take a look at making it out of actual paper. Now again, you want very thick paper. This is cardstock I have here, 110-pound cardstock. If you're using thinner paper, you'll need several sheets of paper, because it has to be thick enough for you to press against it. If it's not, when you go to play it, it just smashes. So, should be obvious what you're going to do. Take your paper. I'm going to use the shorter end to roll over, so we have the full length of this to add thickness. And just like we did with the other flute, we're just going to roll it into a tube. And then we're going to use some tape to seal it. You can put rubber bands over it if you want to make it stay. We're just going to use tape. I've stopped using rubber bands. The tape seems to work better. Alright, so we have that tape so it won't come unrolled. The tape's sticking out. There we go. Now we need to cut our hole. And I'm going to stick the hole. You can pretty much put it anywhere in the middle area. I'm going to stick it a little closer to the edge here. Make it a little bit more like a traditional flute. Put my first scissors in. And, oops, drop my scissors. Dropping your scissors is not something you should do. Just to clarify that. Now we got our scissors poked through. We're going to cut out a hole. Generally circular is better, but it seems to work good. Just get the best you can. It's hard to cut like this and get a full circle. There we go. Okay, there we have our hole. Cup our ends. And there's our flute. Here's a smaller one. You remember smaller means it's going to have high pitch. You get some friends together and get different size ones, and you can make songs going from one to the other. pretty much it. I wish you success, and can't emphasize with both of my Make It Play Paper Flute videos, cannot emphasize enough, the quality and thickness of the paper makes a huge difference. Some people have more trouble with it than others. Keep experimenting, don't give up, keep trying, and you'll get it. This is the Wacky Musician going poof.